I would like to welcome you back to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club for our Calcutta races during the monsoon meeting, the first day, Tuesday, 30th of July 2024. The first race of the afternoon is the Commander Handicap Division 1 to be run over a distance of about 1200 meters. The first runner we are looking at is Cristaldo, was a winner in an earlier start during the winter meeting in race number 155, where Cristaldo travelled over 2000 meters, made every poster winning one. Since then has had 3 starts. The start we are looking at is from race number 183, where Cristaldo took the turn in 8th spot, made a placing and finished on 7th. Then it was observed after the race that Cristaldo was trotting lame. We look at couple of runners. This is number 2 Magnite, winner of last start, and number 7 Maiden Heaven, who finished on 3rd in the last start. The run we are looking at is from race number 178 in the winter season, where Magnite was leading the pack, was given a breather at the end of the last 400 meters, then kicked away, eventually held on by a long neck. And when Maiden Heaven was in 2nd spot, when came under pressure, eventually finished on 3rd, was Maiden Heaven. Number 3 is Auremello, was a winner in an earlier start in race number 139 over 1400 meters, where got the measure of Ganadora by almost 2 1/4 lengths. Since then has had 3 starts and finished on 3rd in a next start. Then a couple of unplaced efforts, including the one we are looking at, where in race number 188 travelled in 5th spot and finished on 5th behind Dynamic Force. Number 4, Chili Lady, who came down from southern India, has had couple of starts in race number 118, finished on 5th behind King's Retreat over 1400 meters. Last start was strongly fancied but was slowly out of the gates, took the turn in 6th spot. This was over 1200 meters, and eventually the early exertions took a toll, and Chili Lady finished on 7th behind Sparkle and Shine. Number 6 is Elite. Elite has had few placed efforts, finished on 2nd in race number 138, race number 156, race number 168, finished on 3rd in race number 177, and last start was the favourite, was on a start to finish mission, but then there was a cavalry charge, and that Elite could eventually finish on 4th. The winner here was Elios. Number 8 is Sangeeta, who's had 5 starts in her career so far, has been unplaced in all 5 starts. The last start we are looking at is from race number 177, where Sangeeta took the turn in 5th spot, when came under pressure, dropped back a place and finished on 6th. The winner here was Historic, who got that race by 2 3/4 of a length. We move on to the second race of the day, the Commander Handicap Division 2, to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. We got 7 runners lining up for this one. The first runner we are looking at is Kindred Spirit. Kindred Spirit, who has had quite a few starts in the season. Best start was in race number 132, where it went over 1400 meters, finished on 2nd to Blinky Bill. Since then, couple of starts in race number 140, finished on 5th. Last start was in race number 163, where the one we are looking at was in 2nd spot at the end of the last 200 meters, then dropped back slightly and eventually finished on 4th. The winner here was Sparkle and Shine. Number 2 is Alexa, who's had couple of starts. Alexa, first start was in 4th spot for most while and eventually finished on 4th in a 5-horse field. Last start took the turn in 10th spot, that was last of 10, and stayed on last. The winner here was Sea Salt Caramel, who got that race by a neat 3 lengths. Number 3, Artemis Zelda. A start for Artemis Zelda in race number 69, the one we are looking at. Took the turn in last spot, and when came under pressure, did not really bridge the gap, eventually finished on last. The winner here was Natural Grace, who was a very impressive winner, got the race by 8 1/2 lengths. Number 4, Kikada. Kikada has had 4 starts since coming down from Madras. 4 unplaced efforts so far. Last start was slowly out, as Kikada has been in all of his 4 starts. Took the turn in 8th spot. This was from race number 149 over 2000 meters, and eventually Kikada finished on 8th of 9 runners, beating 1 home. The winner here was Hoping Sky. Number 5 is Sunflare. Sunflare has had quite a few starts, had a decent season with a few placed efforts. The last start we are looking at is from race number 169, where Sunflare was in third spot as they entered the home straight, then started to drop back and eventually finished on last. The winner here was Vinamra, who got that race by length and 3/4. Number 6 is Historic, has been very consistent Historic in the winter season, where finished on third in one start in race number 168, then came out and won the race in race number 177. Last start, race number 182, the one we are looking at, was in fourth spot, then started to really flourish towards the tail end of the race and eventually bridged the gap to the winner, but fell short by 3/4 of a length behind Elios. Number 7 is MSG Fantasy. MSG Fantasy has had quite a few starts without really bothering the place getters. Last start was in race number 188, where took the turn in third spot, then started to back paddle and eventually finished on 7th of 13 runners. The winner here was Dynamic Force, and during the race, the jockey Varun had lost his whip. We move on to the third race of the afternoon, the Izzy Plate for maiden horses, 3-year-old only, rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. The runner we are looking at is number 3, Donna Sienna. Speaking of which, out of La Donna, the start is from race number 115, where Donna Sienna was in second spot. Looked good for a while, but Villanelle really kicked away and skipped away from them, and all Donna Sienna could do was the next best thing, finished on second. Three runners, this is from race number 160. We got Hermes, Sativur, and number 8 is Banduk Wali, all from the same yard. Hermes, who was in third spot for most while, came out and finished on second. Sativur, who was travelling in fifth spot, made some late gains and got into the place money, finished on third. Banduk Wali, who had an erratic run here, stayed on in sixth, and the winner here was Nomitsi. Number 6 is No Worry. No Worry made its debut in southern India, a start in Bangalore, a couple of starts in Mysore, all three place getting starts. A couple of starts since it came down to Calcutta, finished on 5th in race number 160 behind Nomitsi, and the last start in race number 171 was in 5th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 4th. The winner here was Snow Leopard, who won that race by 4.5 lengths. Couple of runners, number 7 is Just Dash, who finished on second in an earlier start in race number 38, and we got Naturally Epic, who was running here on debut. Just Dash in this race, race number 132, travelled in 5th spot for most while, then dropped back and eventually finished on 7th of 10 runners. Naturally Epic, who took the turn in 8th spot, also dropped back and eventually finished on 2nd last of 10 runners. The winner here was Sea Salt Caramel. We move on to the fourth race of the afternoon, the Tiger Tops Handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1200 meters. The first runner we are looking at is Wonderful, was a winner in an earlier start in race number 73, where it went over 2000 meters. Since then has had 3 starts, placed in 1 start in race number 91. Last start we are looking at is from race number 148, where it was in 12th spot, made up a couple of placings and eventually finished on 10th of 12 runners. The winner here was Blackstone, who got that race by 4.25 lengths. Number 2 is By the Book, sparingly raced a mare, 4 starts in the winter season, finished on second couple of times, including in race number 95, and the start we are looking at is race number 185, where By the Book was on a start to finish mission but came down with a big challenge was Dragon's Gold, and By the Book did the next best thing, finished on second to the amount of Nikhil Naidu. Number 3 is Trahela, Western Aristocrat out of Nickel Chrome, and what a debut this was for Trahela in race number 111, was in second spot, and when asked to go, absolutely accelerated and won that race by 3.25 lengths, beating Sea Salt Caramel into second. Three runners, number 4 King Roger, number 6 UV, number 10 is Tender Heart. This is from race number 176 where King Roger, who was in 11th spot, made up a few placings and finished on 9th. Number 6 UV, who was winner in earlier start in race number 33, has placed in a couple of other races. Over here UV was in 7th spot throughout, eventually dropped back and finished on second last, 10 of 11. And number 10, which was Tender Heart, who was also a winner in a couple of starts in a season in the winter. Over here, took the turn in 4th spot, eventually finished on 5th in a clustered finish. The winner here was Sporting Trainer. Number 7 is Super Akiga, who was winner in race number 142, where it got the measure of 67 over 1600 meters. Since then, a start in race number 159, where finished on 6th. Last start, race number 180, where took the turn in 6th spot, made up couple of placing and eventually finished on close 4th behind Dubai Dunes, who came wide of the track and took charge, won the race by a length and a quarter. Number 9 is George Everest. George Everest finally came good in his last start in race number 159, where it shocked one and all. Came with a big run on the outside and just got the measure of Tez, who just went down narrowly by a neck. Today the mount of Hindu Singh is George Everest. We move on to the 5th and feature race of the day, the Cavallo Veloce Cup for horses rated 81 and above, rated 61 to 86, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1200 meters. The first runner we are looking at is Atosha, who had a brilliant season. Winner in race number 27, winner in race number 94, finished on 4th in the Sprinters Cup, and then came back and won in race number 147, the one we are looking at, where it was traveling in second spot for most while. Then took charge into the last 150 meters and won the race, beating Savage. Number 3, Reed Audible. Reed Audible has had 3 starts in the season, had a placed effort where it, in a 3-horse field, finished on 3rd. Last start was over 1400 meters, took the turn in 3rd spot, then dropped back and eventually finished on last. And after the race, it was observed that Reed Audible was trotting lame. Today the mount of P. Tejeshwar. Number 4, Gazino. What a consistent horse Gazino is. At the age of 10-year-old, has been placing in all its starts but the last one, where in race number 186 was in 4th spot. Then perhaps the season took a toll on Gazino, and Gazino dropped back in a close finish, finished on 5th. The winner here was Black Eagle. Couple of runners from race number 166, Tigrio and Siege Perilous. Siege Perilous has had couple of wins in the winter season, one in race number 113 and one in race number 135. Over here, Siege Perilous ran in 4th spot for most while, then dropped back and finished on last of 5. Tigrio was a winner in the first part of the season, back-to-back wins for Tigrio, then lost his way of sort, finished on 4th over here. The winner was Savvy Chick. Number 7 is Clifford. Clifford has had a couple of wins in the season, including the race that we are looking at. Earlier start in race number 34 also was a winner. Then couple of second place efforts, and in race number 141 was in second spot. Then took charge and won the race by a length and a half from the late finishing Eternal Princess. We move on to the 6th race of the day, the Dysnomia Handicap for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1100 meters. The first runner we are looking at is Wordsmith. Wordsmith, the start we are looking at is from race number 18, and the Wordsmith was on a start to finish mission, but then started to really backpedal, ran out of steam, and eventually finished on last of 8 runners. The winner here was Swift, who got that race by 3 parts of a length. Couple of runners, all-time legend, and number 4 Basharat, all-time legend, was a winner in race number 157 over 1400 meters, where it got the measure of Shiza Star, then finished on 3rd next start. Then last start was a little slowly out of the gates, as was Basharat in race number 187, and Basharat took the turn in 10th spot, made up a placing and finished on 9th. All-time legend took the turn in 6th spot, stayed on in 6th. The winner here was Blackstone. Number 3 is Leatherback, has mostly raced in the southern India. One start over here in Calcutta in race number 125, where Leatherback eventually finished on 8. The winner here was La Dominate, who got in a ding-dong finish and prevailed by a long neck. Number 5 is Dragon's Gold, who has been consistently placing in most of its starts. Finally, in the last start, Dragon's Gold came good in race number 185 over 1400 meters, was in second spot, then got into a dong battle by the book and started to get stronger as the post got nearer, and Dragon's Gold won the race by length and 3/4. But it was noted after the race that Dragon's Gold was trotting lame. Number 7 is Zuccardi. Zuccardi, winner of a race after finishing on second in its first start in Calcutta season. This start we are looking at from race number 131, where Zuccardi took the turn in second spot, then came up with a big run and eventually got the measure of all-time legend in a photo finish by a long neck. Number 8 is Rimmel. Rimmel, who's had quite a few starts in the season, and last start we are looking at is race number 172, where Rimmel was in second spot, was in a prominent position, but as the race came to boil into the last 300 meters, Rimmel really started to backpedal and finished on second last. The winner here was Stormy Ocean, who won the race very impressively. Couple of runners, number 9 K-Star, 10 Jolafet. K-Star, who's been running off the board for most while, had a placed efforts to start the season over here. K-Star, race number 175, was in third spot. Dropped back slightly, was really blocked for room towards the inside and finished on fourth. Jolafet, who has had a couple of placed efforts in the season, including the run we are looking at, where Jolafet came up with a run and eventually got into the place money third. The winner was Dali Soul, who won the race by a widening margin. We move on to the 7th and last race of the day, the Steel the Glory handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of about 1100 meters. The first runner we're looking at is Snow Leopard, who's had 2 wins from 4 starts. First started one in race number 31, getting the measure of Natural Grace. Then in race number 55 went down to Lady Sunshine. Then in race number 88 finished on third to Global Influence. Last start, Snow Leopard was on a start to finish mission and beat off Mahatangi in second. We are looking at race number 183, where we had 3 runners from number 2 Indian Tiger, 6 Royal Rider and Liban. Number 8 Indian Tiger was a winner in an earlier start in race number 174 over here, where was on a start to finish mission but then started to drop back and finished on 6. Number 6 was Royal Rider, was earlier known as Cosmic Cowboy, was a winner in race number 61 over here. Royal Rider finished on 4th. And number 8 Liban, who was also a winner in an earlier start in race number 90 over here, Liban finished on 8th. The winner was Regency Gold. Number 3 is She's a Star. She's a Star knocked on the doors in a couple of starts, finished on 3rd and 2nd respectively. However, last start, race number 181, was in second spot as they entered the home straight. Was still there about in 300 meter mark, but started to really drop back rapidly. Eventually finished on 8th. The winner here was Clever Ran, was a little tardy out of the gates but still got the race. Couple of runners, Dance Along and Impermanence. Dance Along, who started the season with a second placed effort in an earlier start in race number 104. This start was in race number 140, where Dance Along was in 3rd spot for most while. As you can see, towards the inside and started to drop back and eventually finished on 11th. And number 7 Impermanence, who took the turn in 4th spot, also had a similar story to Dance Along, started to gradually drop back and eventually finished on 2nd last. The winner here was DRD. Number 5 is Embankment. Embankment has had 4 starts in the season, has had a 3rd in race number 151. Last start, race number 174, was installed as the favorite. Took the turn in 8th spot, could only improve by a placing, eventually finished on 7th. The winner here was Indian Tiger, who made every post a winning one. So that's the lineup for the opening day. See you at the races, ladies and gentlemen.